First things first, so I seen an article talking about some early details for Assassin's Creed Hexe leaked, and then I saw they uploaded a video like an hour ago. So I ain't reading the article. We gonna watch the video. For those of you unaware, Assassin's Creed Hexe is the game I think that's coming out after Japan. This one has something to do with like the Salem witch trials, which, you know, for those of you unaware, because I know they don't teach anything in school anymore. Y'all just be making TikToks and shit. That's an era in European history where basically if anybody accused you of being a witch, you could get locked up. So a lot of times what would happen is if niggas didn't like their wife, they'd be like, she's a witch. I saw her go swimming. They get your ass locked up and shit like that. It was a crazy time. There's supposed to be an Assassin's Creed game that takes place in that time period, and we got some details. So let's see what it's about. So basically, AC Hogwarts, yeah, something like that. Assassin's Creed, Massachusetts. Was it in Massachusetts or Europe? It might have been Massachusetts. My fault.
Since its 2022 announcement, details on Assassin's Creed Hexe have been few and far between. Officially, the series
was in the US, my fault.
Executive producer Marc Alexis Cote alluded that the game will be different from past entries and developed by Ubisoft Montreal.
What up, everybody coming through?
We know that it'll lean heavily into witchcraft, with the game rumored to be set in Central Europe during the 16th century Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah, they was getting killed. They wasn't getting locked up.
Insider Gaming understands that the game is still in a relatively early stage of development and isn't expected to be released until 2026 on the Infinity platform.
Oh my God. For those of you not aware, the Infinity platform is rumored to be Ubisoft's next move. Where basically like the next 5 Assassin's Creed games are just going to be... Basically, Assassin's Creed is getting its own launcher, and each game is going to launch through the Infinity thing, and there's supposed to be like exclusive content. I'm not really sure. We haven't really seen this in practice, but this makes me think this will not be a full game. Maybe like a bite-sized game like Assassin's Creed Mirage, because that was kind of the original rumor, that it would house like multiple smaller games that you could play through, and it's called Infinity because they have unlimited ideas, basically. That instantly lowers my expectations for it. I don't know if Japan is supposed to run on Infinity, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's the first game to run on Infinity. We'll see, bro.
Hexe is understood to be a more linear experience compared to its predecessors,
which makes me think it's going to be like Assassin's Creed Mirage, just what he said, basically. I think it's going to be a smaller game in scope.
Why do people read
I just pray.
The idea of Shadow having a BBC.
Shout out to Tanley for the sub. I just pray that this witch we play as doesn't run around like fat ass Bassam.
Some elements of open world exploration, somewhat akin to some of the earlier Assassin's Creed games. As already reported by Insider Gaming, Hexe is poised to have a single female protagonist, currently named Elsa, who has some...
The problem with that statement is something akin to earlier Assassin's Creed games. The problem with that statement is, right? Older Assassin's Creed games were open world games, and they're not massive by today's standards, but I feel like this is a little bit of a revisionist history for him to say that. They were massive by yesterday's standards, and naturally things have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. So to say that like it's going to be smaller in scope, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Like I remember every time a new Assassin's Creed would come out, I remember like, what was it, when Brotherhood came out, there was like, oh, Rome is 2.5 times bigger than Venice in Assassin's Creed 2. Like that was like a selling point for them. So like I feel like it's a little bit of a revisionist history because those games were big for their time, and I'd argue they probably still are big. Any open world game is too damn big. Yo, shout out to King Asai with the sub.
Some supernatural abilities. While details on all of her abilities are unclear, footage sent to Insider Gaming under the condition
they seen
it not go public shows off one of these abilities.
These niggas be getting footage and then instantly just start talking about it, which makes me question whether or not the footage is real. They say, as long as you don't say our name, like, can't you get in trouble for this shit?
In the footage, Elsa is seemingly being hunted by 16th century German soldiers.
Wait, her name is Elsa? Like, do you want to build a snowman?
And uses a spell to possess a nearby cat. The player then controls the cat and uses it to distract the soldiers by knocking over a glass bottle.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, world-renowned breaking news here on the Black Hokage stream. Assassin's Creed Hexadome Assassin's Creed Hexagon will feature liberating witchcraft cat gameplay. You will be able to control Charles Xavier from the X-Men and use his mind controlling abilities to control Garfield's fat ass so that you can trick a guard. Ubisoft is onto something here, guys. Remember where you heard it here first.
Which then smashes on the ground and diverts the soldiers' attention. The gameplay provided to Insider Gaming depicts a dark and gloomy setting in
No, this ain't the mobile
streets
one.
of the city. Sources also outline that the plan is to have a fear system in the game inspired by the Assassin's Creed.
Why do you think they can't hit the magic they hit with Assassin's Creed 2? Because you'll never have the chance to be new again. It's like when an artist puts out their first album, usually like their first 3 albums are their best because you have your whole life to write that stuff, especially your first album. Assassin's Creed set a foundation, but that foundation wasn't fleshed out. There was a lot of wiggle room to explore. And Assassin's Creed, they finally Assassin's Creed 2, they hit that stride, and I feel like Assassin's Creed 2 is the game they wanted to make. But the thing about creating stuff that's hard for a lot of people to understand that never created anything in their life, they just sit on the internet and run their fucking mouth. When you're creating things, when you're actually paving a road, you're walking around in the darkness. So it's easy in hindsight to tell somebody, oh, you should have did this because you saw the vision once it was done and then you were able to tweak that vision. But you have to understand when somebody's making something, they're walking around in the dark. They're paving a road for themselves. So it's like, I think they hit their stride with 2. And then what happens is you live long enough to become the villain. Also production of, the price of production on games starts going up. They started getting obsessed with money. They probably felt like they were too big to fail, because Assassin's Creed at one point was selling like hotcakes, like Call of Duty, and they got lazy. They got complacent. I'm not sure. I don't want to say never, but I feel like Assassin's Creed is in the same spot Call of Duty is in, where I feel like it's like if 3 Call of Duties come out, right? In 3 every year, I feel like every 3rd Call of Duty I seem to like. That's why I don't know what it is. My gut tells me, because the next Call of Duty is the Treyarch one, and it's supposed to be in the Gulf War, like Black Ops. I might like that one, but that's kind of how I feel about Assassin's Creed. Like the last one that I feel like I genuinely really liked was Odyssey. It's such a hit and miss with this franchise. Like you'll never get to be new again. They're not new. So there's only so much they can do to the formula. And that's why they're doing all this dumbass shit. Like, if you would have told high school version of me that one day Assassin's Creed is going to be about the Salem witch trials or some shit, doing some fucking Haitian voodoo, like, what the fuck is this shit, bruh? And what does this have to do with Assassin's Creed? Like, this nigga's talking about mind controlling kittens and shit. Like, what the fuck? And like, I don't know. Maybe I need to see some gameplay first. Yeah, you never would have thought. Maybe when I see the gameplay, it'll turn out good. But like, when you hear that, like, yeah, you're gonna be able to mind control a kitten. Like, why? Let me get my credit card out and pre-order. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just I think also too, Ubisoft put themselves in a really bad situation where they got really complacent because of all the money they were making between Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, and Watch Dogs. And they forgot to innovate. They forgot to push boundaries. They should have been testing the waters and putting out new IPs. And because they didn't, now they're stuck in a very vicious cycle where their games are not selling as well. So now they have to put out Assassin's Creed because they need to make money. Because I swear to God, like, there's 2 companies, I swear at least, well, with GameStop, it's like 3 times a year. But at least like once a year, an article comes out about how Ubisoft is dealing with some type of hostile takeover. And with GameStop, I swear it's like 3 times a year. At this point, I'm just waiting for it to happen. So Ubisoft is constantly fighting. They're fighting back hostile takeovers. And they need to make money to control their company. They're trying to keep it family owned. They're owned by the Guillermo family or something like that. Some big French conglomerate family who also owns Gameloft. But they're losing control of their company due to all the scandalous things they've been doing, as well as their games just not selling. And I'm never going to feel bad for a corporation, but I halfway feel bad for them because not every game they put out is ass, to be fair to them. That Mario Rabbids game, Those two ones that came out on the Switch, those games are fire. They just never sold well. You know, niggas don't buy games, 60% of you. And then the Prince of Persia game that they recently put out was good. For some reason, their good games don't sell well, but the games that are just kind of mid or not good, niggas buy it and then complain. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's sad because it was so good. Yeah, and then it's sad because the series is good. It's just they're just kind of in a weird place where you don't know where to go. But hey, like I said, you live long enough to become the villain. That's why I think the industry needs to get back to the trilogy. Make a game. If it succeeds and there's room to flesh out the story and the mechanics, do a trilogy. Once the trilogy's over, move on to the next thing. And to be honest, I'm going to be honest, while you're doing that trilogy, probably during the development of the second game in that trilogy, you probably need to start writing out ideas for your next IP. Then by the time the third game comes out in the trilogy, that's when you're going to start pre-production for your next trilogy. Then when the third game comes out, that's when you're going to start working on it and fully fleshing it out. But like, long gone are the days of the trilogies. Like, keep going, keep going, keep going. Fortnite, more skins. Toph is in that bitch. Fucking Spider-Man, Thor. I'm surprised they haven't put Jesus in fucking Fortnite at this point. They put Martin Luther King, Black History Month. Like, fucking everybody's in that game. I thought your trilogy rule was specifically for movies to avoid milking the series. Nah, I think they should stick to trilogies for games, period. It gives you something to be excited about, because by the time a trilogy ends, usually that trilogy is at the end of a console's lifespan, so you know new trilogies is coming, but they keep milking this shit. But let's get back, because this video's not done. We're only halfway through. They got MLK. Yeah, y'all don't remember? God damn, did COVID fuck with your memory? Yeah, they put a Black History Month MLK event inside of Fortnite. Niggas was learning about Black history in fucking Fortnite, not at school, because y'all niggas just be making TikToks and shit. What was I talking about? Yeah, let's get back, because we're only halfway through this video. We need to learn more about the Magic Kitten mechanics.
Creed Syndicate Jack the Ripper DLC. While the exact details of the system are unknown, it isn't difficult to see how this system, or at least a version of it, can be easily implemented into Hexe. The 16th century witch trial.
I never paid attention to Fortnite, so I had no idea.
Witches executed between
I'm gonna pull it up in a second.
And 1660. So some form of fear system makes sense for the setting. While these are still early details on the game, it's not hard to see why Cote described the title as a different type of game to IGN in late 2022. At the time, he said, quote,
a different type of game, aka we're too scared to make a new IP, so instead we're going to create all these new mechanics that have nothing to do with Assassin's Creed and should be its own thing, and we're going to masquerade it as Assassin's Creed because we're too pussy to call it something else. Because once you call it something else, then you're running the risk. But what Assassin's Creed has brand awareness.
I think this infinity approach is allowing us to have different experiences of different sizes.
Just like Valhalla. Valhalla is not an Assassin's Creed game, bro. I don't care what nobody says. I fucking hate that game. That was a fucking Viking game, a dumbass Viking game. Like, and like, you know, the crazy part is, like, if you want to argue Odyssey is not an Assassin's Creed game, like, I'm okay with that. Like, my stance has always been, I understand why some people hate Odyssey. The reason I liked Assassin's Creed Odyssey is because it was a fun game, despite it not being Assassin's Creed. That's why I said I'm going to keep an open mind for this, because at the end of the day, all I care about is the game fun or not? That's all I really care about. Although I can argue back Odyssey was an Assassin's Creed game, because I thought the story, Odyssey's top 3 to me. Like, I love Cassandra. That's my second favorite character. Like, the story with the Templars was really good in that shit, but you know, whatever.
Be a 150-hour RPG. He also added that it allows the company to, quote, bring more diversity to the places we choose to visit and to how we choose to represent those periods. So what do you think about the latest details surrounding Assassin's Creed Hexe? Leave a like and let us know your thoughts
Hexe.
in the comments, and make sure
Assassin's Creed Hexagon
with your notifications turned on for the latest.
The magic pussy mechanics is crazy. Yeah, I think I'm playing. Hold up. MLK Fortnite event. It had to been like a couple years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I can't believe you niggas forgot about this shit already. Let me see images. See? Look at this shit. It was like a museum they put. It was like a museum they put inside of Fortnite for Black History Month or his birthday, I think, like a couple years ago. And then like they just had like a bunch of statues like with like history explaining who he was, and you could walk around with your NPC and explore it and shit. This is a real thing in the fucking game. They have to put this in the game because you niggas don't learn in fucking school anymore. You be on your fucking phone all the time, and then when you do something, you use chatbot GPT to cheat. Yeah, they had the "I had a dream" speech. I want to see them do some real nigga shit. Put Malcolm X in this bitch, bro. I want to see, like, you see how like they're standing right here. Let me move the image up. You see how they're standing right here and listening to him do the "I have a dream" speech. I want to see them do the same shit. Put a big ass Malcolm X speech on the fucking screen and let all the NPCs watch it. And I want them to put the speech on there. Who taught you to hate your skin? And put that shit on, bro. That's what I want to see. Put some real shit on there, boy. Oh my God. Let me stop, dog. Shout out to Malcolm, y'all. I love this. I love that nigga, man. I love Malcolm X. Would you log? I log into that. I'd stream that fucking event, bro. I have a timepiece, a watch that literally says, it says on the back, engraved, "by any means necessary," on my fucking watch. I mean that shit, bro. I mean that shit. My girl got it for me. Shout out to her. I was like, ooh, that's mad thoughtful. I was like, she's trying to be in love. I guess we can be in love, whatever. Bro woke up and decided to make an insane clip. That's crazy. Speaking of Fortnite, this is actually a perfect transition. Let's talk about how pussy the community is. I saw this on the timeline last night. I think she been in love. You ain't fooling nobody. What's the name? Speaking of Fortnite, I seen this on the timeline last night and the story came out. Apparently some emotes are used in the game to offend people. So now they're blocking people from using emotes because people are being bullied by them. I don't know the full details. We're going to read along and figure out, is the Fortnite community the biggest group of pussies? Let me turn the beat down. Epic Games has revealed a new setting for Fortnite that allows players to hide emotes the company considers confrontational. This doesn't outright ban these emotes from the game, and those with them can still use them, but if someone has this new setting turned off, they won't see others use them. So if you feel like you're being taunted too much by an emote, I guess you can block people. They're using it, but you don't see it. Basically, they added the Twitter mute feature inside of the game. So a motherfucker could be emoting you and you'll have no idea because they have the blocking feature on. Called See Confrontational Emotes, players can choose whether they want to see emotes like Laugh It Up, Take the L, Whip Crack, or Make It Plantain from anyone from friends in a party, or never. Epic says players who have these emotes hidden with this new setting will see a player using the emote standing still with no emote sound. This new setting can be found under social privacy in the Fortnite settings, and it defaults to only show these confrontational emotes from friends in your party. Epic stresses that this setting does not change a player's ability to use. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Niggas is pussy. This is crazy. And y'all know what era I come from. We was wilding in them lobbies, bro. We was wilding in them lobbies. This shit is pussy. And you know what's really weird about this? This is actually, not only is it pussy, first of all, if my child comes to me and is like, oh, a nigga laughed at me in Fortnite with an emote, I can't do it anymore. Like, bro, shut up, dude. I'm gonna feel like I failed. I'm gonna feel like that's what you crying about, dude. But what's really interesting about this is hypocritical, and let me explain to you why. Niggas will put this type of shit in the game, blocking people from emotes for bullying, but then you allow people to talk on the mic and drop racial slurs. Now, we know what era I come from, and some of y'all in the chat. Them racial slurs, all them other, that shit, all that crazy shit that used to be said on the mic, that shit didn't bother me because I am built for this verbal combat, and every once in a while I will remind a nigga that I'm built for this shit. That being said, where I draw the line is, that's me. If a kid's on the game and they hear a hard R and it affects them, that's understandable. Like, that's a racial slur. And I find it very interesting that these companies don't do anything about that, but we draw the line at the whip, the day. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, bruh? What the fuck are we talking about? You could drop F-bombs in the game, but don't do the take the L emote. Like, what are we talking about right now? This is a goofy ass time that we live in. I don't know. Well, it's just a mute, no real limit on others. Yeah, you can mute, but by default, you're still gonna hear some of that shit though. You're still going to hear. I've never met a gamer that never heard anything crazy in a game. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know what the solution for that is, but I just find it very interesting that they're so proactive on this stuff than anything else. All this AI shit, y'all got algorithms to detect the hard R. No, not the crank that. No, my day is ruined. No. I'm gonna shoot my shot with an article. I can read the link. Tekken 8 Steam reviews are mostly negative. We've already talked about the people are turning on the game because it's not in a good state right now. Microtransactions, people are tired of the scrub mechanics. It's so funny. It's so funny that the things that I've been saying since the first month the game came out got dismissed, but now the pros are saying it. People believe it. Just another example of how niggas dismiss me. I've been said that game is scrubby as fuck. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. Tekken 8 is fun, but it's only fun if you don't take it seriously. If you take it seriously, Tekken 8 is not fun. It's not a game built for people who are trying to evolve and be better. It's too many mechanics in the game that just reward idiots. You hit one button, you do a fucking rage art and a heat attack or whatever, which takes half the health bar and shit. It's too many 50-50, as LTG likes to say, YOLO ass shit in the game. Like, I find myself agreeing with him when I watch his videos. It's just right message, wrong messenger. People aren't gonna listen to him. Yeah, there's not enough defensive mechanics. And I think, you know, now that we're out of that honeymoon phase, we're in like month 3 and 4, people are starting to realize like, yo, this game's kind of broken. I've never lost to so many people that I like, yo, I know I'm better than you. I know I'm better. Yeah, the sidestep is useless. I've been saying that since day one. And motherfuckers was saying in the chat, no, you need to get good. You need to learn. Oh, now that we played the game enough, right off rip, I noticed the sidestep was fucking bullshit. Bro, I called the AI pin bullshit pretty much a month ago. Yeah, it's too much tracking. Like, it's a joke, but I said Tekken 8 is the first fighting game with aimbot in it. Go ahead and... You remember who said it here first. I coined that phrase. Tekken 8 is the first fighting game with aimbot in it. It bails niggas out that do dumb shit. You sidestep and then it tracks to you. And now they think they're good. He said, I remember you saying that. Yeah, it's your PC, bro. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to Tekken 8. I think they need to do some serious balancing issues, but then some serious balancing, but they're not going to do it till after EVO. Because you can't patch the game before like a major tournament. It's gonna be interesting to see how it turns out. You looking to Riot? Yeah. We're looking forward to Riots. Matter of fact, I have it right here. Funny. Double KO, which they should have just called this shit Project L. A new screen came out, which shows off 1, 2, 3. Shows off 5 characters, which says to me this game is nowhere near coming out. This leaked online. So yeah, we got some new characters. I don't know who any of these people are. Do y'all care? Where are my League of Legends fans at? You should name a bot, Tekken 8 on bot. The heat system has to go in easy combat mechanics where you press one button and do a whole combo. There's multiple characters that you could do one combo with off a button. I don't know anything about League of Legends other than Master Yi. Unfortunately, the sidestepping is so disgusting and precise and annoying. Yeah, so here's the problem with the sidestepping to go more into depth for people who don't understand. The problem with the sidestepping that I instantly noticed is you have to sidestep perfectly, right? In order to get that sidestep off. And I'm cool with that because it means it adds another layer of skill to sidestepping. The issue is you don't have to be perfect on offense. People can button mash their head against the controller, spam those heat mechanics, and they get rewarded for it. So they can play sloppy. The person who's on offense can play sloppy as fuck, and the person on defense has to play perfectly. That's the issue with the game. They need to bring that offense back down to where you got to play offense and execute perfectly as well. The inputs are way too easy and the tracking and shit. Yeah, too many moves tracking. It's complete bullshit. It's hard to take it seriously. Like I said, I may not be the best at executing certain games mechanics, but I do feel like I'm very good at articulating what's wrong with a damn game. But it takes for a pro to say something or a big content creator for people to be like, you know what? I don't like this game. Ain't that crazy? Niggas will play some shit for 3 months and not like it. Then fucking, I don't know, Justin Wong says something. You know what? Matter of fact, you're right. I don't like this game. Yeah, you should be rewarded for playing good. You should be rewarded for good defense and good offense. But yeah, this is all I got. There's no new gameplay. This screenshot just came out. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to this and City of Wolves. And apparently there's supposed to be some announcements at Evo Japan this weekend, so we'll see. The problem for me as a long Tekken player is that I've noticed is you have to sidestep on the idea that they'll move versus countering with the step. It's the pattern learning that made it worse. Yep, there's no patterns to the foolishness either. The pay-to-win characters gotta go. We got the Fortnite, we got that shit. PlayStation news. I got some PlayStation and Xbox news. So first, PlayStation news. Unique PlayStation patent may let you physically feel game audio through haptic feedback. So in 2024, till this day, I still don't know what the haptic feedback does in the controller, but PlayStation, Sony, pony niggas, swear to God, it's game changing. I don't know how it's game changing because we already found the data on you niggas. You don't buy your games. But anyways, there's a patent Sony did that apparently is going to let you feel the game. Let's read on about it. Who really wants to feel all up on Kratos' body? A new patent has been filed by Sony for what appears to be a new haptic feedback feature for PlayStation controllers. If ever released, the feature would allow the console to record audio from in-game characters and convert it into the controller's haptic feedback. Keep in mind, patents are just used to protect the person who created the idea. It doesn't mean this will be in the PlayStation 6 or the PlayStation 5 Pro. It just means it's on the table. It's something they thought about, and they thought the idea was good enough that they basically copyrighted or patented the idea. So nobody can make money off that shit. While this patent might sound rather odd, it's worth noting that companies such as Sony Interactive, Microsoft, Nintendo, and many more often patent new ideas to avoid the designs being recreated by rivals. Literally what I just said. Patenting an idea or a feature does not necessarily mean that it'll ever... Yeah, so if you ever have a really good idea that you know has never been created before, please stop telling people and go patent it. It's a small fee to pay. You'll rest at night. It was just last week that a new PlayStation patent was discovered. Should the patent ever come into fruition, it would allow players to enable an autoplay feature. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Apparently they're working on an AI that'll play the game for you if you get stuck, for you fucking scrubs. So not only do you niggas not buy the games, you don't even play them. At this point, go play pickleball, my nigga. What the fuck? I can feel it. All it really does is put the pressure against your trigger. That shit sound weird, bro. What? Hey, no Diddy, bro. What does that mean? Like I said, I can feel it. All it really does is put the pressure against your trigger. I can really feel it. The power of the PlayStation, Yoshida. Whatever, dude. When I was a kid, we called that a rumble pack. That's what it sounded like to me. I'm done clowning you PlayStation niggas. Let's clown some Xbox niggas now. Remember, because we don't discriminate here. Everybody gets clowned. If I had some PC news for you, I'd get them too, but not today. And in buffoonery news on Xbox, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, that's the game that Ubisoft came out with that nobody played. It came out and literally after the reviews, nobody talked about that shit. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora update adds, let's read this together, adds a 40 FPS mode on the Xbox Series X, not a 60, but a 40 FPS mode. Let's read along. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora has received the new patch on the Xbox Series X and S today in the form of the update 3.2. And one of the biggest highlights here is a new 40 FPS. This is crazy. They're calling it performance mode that supposedly works across the consoles. Now, this is news to me because not only is it funny it's running at 40 FPS, this means it was running at 30 or maybe even sub 30, which I was unaware of. And also, it's really weird too because if you look at the gameplay, Frontiers of Pandora is not like a game that's really pushing boundaries in terms of graphics. I'm positive the Xbox Series X can run this shit at 60 FPS. If I had to take a wild guess, it's this goddamn S that's holding shit back. And that's why I said we gotta stay. Listen, gaming is not a poor man's hobby, and one of the reasons why these consoles are not being pushed to their limit is because of platform parity. Both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are being held back by the S. I'm sorry, we gotta let go of the poor people consoles. If they want to make a cheaper console, make a digital only console with maybe less hard drive space if we want to cut back and save some money for the consumer, and then make one with like a bigger hard drive space and a disk drive or something like that. But like these platforms that are literally weaker than all the other ones, I think that's the reason. I don't think it's the Xbox Series X. We say supposedly because companies often like to promote updates such as these with the Xbox Series X, and we found that it's just for the Series X. So it's early that we're not sure whether the 40 FPS mode applies to the Series S for now, but hopefully we'll get some confirmation in the near future. As for the Series X, this 40 FPS mode is designed for TVs that support up to 120 hertz. Huh? Why would a nigga with 120 hertz TV give a fuck about 40 FPS? And another alternative to the 30 and 60. Oh, okay. I take the L. I told you I don't be reading these articles before. I saw the headline and just started laughing. Avatar does have a 60 FPS mode. It says it in the article. So why the fuck did they put a 40 FPS mode in here? This makes me think it's for the S then. This makes me think it's for the S. That's fucking funny, bruh. This is a half L. Motherfuckers love protecting a game that had the capability to provide great visuals and gameplay but failed. For quality mode with higher frames. See, it doesn't specifically state that. See, that's why you got to state that. That could be a thing. A graphics mode that runs at 40 FPS. That could be a thing. 40 FPS is my preferred way to play Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank. Actually, bruh, shut up. The fuck out of here. Because of Marvel Rivals. It's actually my preferred way to play. I actually count the frames and I count all the pixels on my screen. Marvel Rivals, if you guys remember, that's the new Overwatch clone with Marvel characters. They just tweeted something out. Loki joins Marvel Rivals. Basically a description of who Marvel Rivals, who Loki is. We know who he is. He's the trickster head ass. I guess they're going to be highlighting each character. Trailers for like each character. So let's check out some of his abilities. And
I am Loki. It's time for magic and mischief.
This shit look just like Overwatch.
The more the merrier. I'm everywhere. I'm gone.
In a way, he kind of is a shooter. Is this a MOBA? Does Overwatch count as a MOBA? By like literal definition, Overwatch is a MOBA, but like most people associate MOBAs with, you know, having a certain number of lanes and roles and shit. Yeah, a hero shooter is a better word. Yeah, hero shooter. It would be a hero shooter.
Your powers are mine. The king of Asgard at your service.
I'm not gonna lie, that didn't really sell me on anything. Like, these niggas made a 45-second trailer where he stood on top of a roof and said, pew, 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 pew. Like, do something cool, my nigga. Show off the mechanics. Like, supposedly this game is gonna have like a bunch of destruction in it, and as well as like, you can do like, you can combine moves with other characters to do like team-based moves. Like, they made it sound like, what was the Marvel game? The one that came after X-Men Legends. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like, why didn't they show that off? Show off how Loki synergizes with the other teammates. They just, this nigga's just standing here. Pew, 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 pew. My brother's Thor. Next. Still gonna play it though. It's free, but next. That wasn't a good trailer. Did you watch the 2XO trailer? Oh, they dropped a new one? I didn't know they dropped a new one. We'll hop in this box in a second. Electronic Arts was shot down the idea of supporting libraries and preservation of defunct online games. I don't care nothing about VR, Dust. As reported by game developer, last week, ESA lawyer Stephen England was asked about a theoretical scenario in which public libraries were permitted to preserve online video games after official support had concluded. In his response, England said there was currently no combination of limitations ESA members would support to provide remote access. The ESA members include virtually every major game publisher, including Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, EA, and Take-Two. Currently, video game developers and publishers have no legal obligation to maintain access to online services beyond their support. It's also not currently legal for fans to resurrect online games that have been abandoned either, although it hasn't stopped several fan efforts for older titles. So for those of you who don't understand what's going on, there's the ESA is basically, this is like the NATO of video games, right? All the big heads are a part of this group. And they were presented with the idea, because, you know, gaming has a preservation issue. This is why I tell y'all to save y'all games, because you could sell them later for a lot of money. Because, you know, once after about 10 years, something becomes retro. They were presented with the idea of creating a gaming library to start preserving games so games don't get lost to time. And these niggas said, nah. They said, nah, we need to make more microtransactions, further reinforcing they don't give a fuck about you. And it also further reinforces what I've been telling you. Save your games. Save your games. The Ouya, that shit is worth dirt, and it's always going to be worth dirt. This is crazy, bruh. I'm going to save this one. What else did we talk about? Oh, I should save that Fortnite article, too. Where's my shit at? Thought that was the title. There's no podcast. New podcast is up, by the way, Google Stadia. No game preservation. And then Fortnite bans certain emotes. Yo, shout out to Amen Talking Brandon with the subs. Okay, here, let me go on YouTube and look up that 2XO trailer you were talking about. 2XO. Is that how you spell the game? Oh no, it's 2XKO, I think. God damn, this shit is fucking ass. The name of this game. Okay, there we go. I didn't know this trailer dropped. Alio, the Kraken Priestess gameplay trailer. Let's do it. New fighter from Riot.
Motion, not peace.
Yo, this game looks gorgeous. This trailer is crispy. Heavy hitter. Ooh. Yo, y'all know I like to play boxers and grapplers. I like to play asshole characters that are one-dimensional. Does League of Legends have a grappler character that's like really popular? Does anybody know? Or a boxer that's really popular that could be in this game? There's fighting games are less likely to have a boxer, but usually there's always at least one grappler. Is there a popular grappler? Set is your guy? Set. They better put Set in the game. I need to tweet them. We need to make sure we get a grappler in this game. V is a boxer? I don't know who that is. I told y'all niggas, the only character I know is Master Yi.
To the depths. Find faith.
Yeah, this is Project L.
Hey everyone, I'm Caroline, game
breaking it
designer
down.
at 2XKO, here to give you an update on the latest addition to
2XKO. Awful fucking name. There's still time to change it.
At this year's EVO Japan, Ilawi, the Kraken Priestess.
Stellar BBL waiting room. This Friday, baby. I ordered my copy. I'm getting a hard copy. I ordered a hard copy from Best Buy. I'm picking mine up on Friday. Stellar BBL.
Her own destiny by always moving forward. She wields a golden totem to test the will of her opponents and summon tentacles to fight by her side. In 2XKO, Ilawi is a heavy-hitting juggernaut who overwhelms
tell
enemies
already.
with pressure as unyielding as her faith. She's all about landing big hits and dealing.
She look like she might be my speed.
Then using tentacles to lock her opponent down and
Streets
combo
is saying
out
you gonna 100% Fallout 76. Hell nah.
Her kit revolves around summoning and activating spear tentacles. First,
Max brought up a really good point about how the industry's waiting for this game to drop to see if a free-to-play fighting game can work. Yeah, there hasn't been a successful one now that I think about it. The only free-to-play fighting games I can think of off the top of my head was that Soul Calibur game. That shit was ass because that wasn't a real Soul Calibur game. And it was single player only. I forgot the name of it. And then DNF Duel. Ain't nobody playing that shit. Brawlhalla and Multiverses, those are not fighting games. Those are party brawlers. That's a different genre. That's a different genre. When we talk about fighting games, we're talking about traditional fighting games. Multiverses is a party brawler. There has not been a free-to-play like traditional fighting game. No. You had to pay full price for DNF Duel? Fuck that game then. So yeah, that's even worse. The only one I can think of on the top of my head is Soul Calibur, and that shit was ass. Also, it's funny because then y'all want to bring up Multiverses, right? Multiverse is not even successful. They took that shit offline. DOA 5 is a traditional. DOA 5 was free to play? When was that free to play? Grand Blue? Nigga, ain't nobody playing Grand Blue. Grand Blue is a good game that has a niche audience. We are talking, when we say success, we are talking about the level. I think what Max is talking about, just an educated guess, when we say success, we are talking Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, that level. There's never been a free-to-play game. Grand Blue is not on that level. Grand Blue is in a fucking corner at Evo with 20 niggas playing next to Mortal Kombat. Cut it out. Cut it out. Yeah, DOA 5 was free. That's crazy. Nobody played that shit.
Her S2 specials
That's why they don't bring it back. Where's DOA 7?
Any of her S1 specials to trigger a tentacle follow-up attack, as long as her opponent is within that.
It's that Evo's main stage. I don't know about that.
Her opponent isn't.
It has an audience, but it's not on the level. You really want to make that argument? It's on the level of Street Fighter? Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. It's like a notch. It's like a notch below it. Come on. And I'm not saying it's a bad. Let's be real. Be real, guys.
In range, Alawi can use certain moves to
Killer Instinct?
the nearest tentacle to them.
Was Killer Instinct a success? I don't know. There's a reason why we haven't gotten another one in a while. Like, it had its audience, but it wasn't that successful. There's a reason why Microsoft ain't made another one.
She can also use Prayer of Motion or Prayer in Stagnation.
Guilty Gear was not free. Hey, yo, I'm watching the trailer. We're done with this conversation. You niggas is just saying fighting games at this point. Guilty Gear Strive was not free to play. In what unit? What the fuck are y'all?
Important part of Alawi's kit, she's not a puppet character. We didn't want it to feel like her tentacles were doing all the fighting for her. Instead,
next topic.
Rewards that Alawi can earn by playing well. It means always staying in motion and taking smart risks to take control of the game.
Yeah, I feel my IQ dropping.
Alawi can also lose tentacles.
What up, Gree? It was free on Game Pass, but yeah, that's still not free.
Can still do big damage, but she does lose access to some of her strongest neutral options. This means she'll have to take more risks or use an assist to engage her opponent.
This shit is crispy.
In development, there was a lot of debate around how tentacles should work. Should they
Mortal Kombat 1 should have been free to play. I agree.
Should they be completely
$20
independent
skins.
of her? Both of these options felt very sink or swim, so we opted for a more balanced route where Alawi can activate tentacles without making direct contact.
Tentacle porn.
But that opponent still has counterplay against them. Beyond her tentacles, we wanted Alawi's kit to capture.
Wasn't PlayStation
her
All-Stars
incredible
Battle Royale free?
strength.
No, that was a paid game. It was eventually probably made free for like PlayStation Plus or something, but that was not a free game. Next topic, Dust. Be quiet. You're done.
And momentum.
You named Guilty Gear and PlayStation All-Stars. Those were not free games. You're done.
Super crashing waves. Alawi picks up her.
Let's not do the Ronin 2.0.
Slams them into the ground twice. If she already has a tentacle up, holding S1 will reposition it so that she can stay on the offense after her super.
Good luck, Kiro. What kind of, wait.
For S2 super.
This nigga wrote in the chat, Kiro Tani wrote in the chat, I'm heading to Baltimore for training. Wish me luck. What kind of training are you doing in Baltimore? You training to become like a super soldier or something? What's going on in Baltimore? Cause they don't got an economy over there. This nigga training for Fallout? Like that's crazy. I'd never heard that before. I'm 33. I'm 33 years old. I'd never heard nobody say, I'm going to Baltimore to train, bro. This is what this nigga's about to do. He's about to take a suitcase full of money and go into the projects where they shot The Wire, and he gonna go to the top floor and try to just make it out with nothing but a pistol in a single round. 30 shots. He's got to make it out. They're gonna be rolling all over the fucking projects floors and shit, shooting it out in the hallways. I'm down to my last shot. What, the West Virginia Black Ops?
Active into giant tentacles and leave them behind after it ends. It can be an extremely impressive move.
Yeah, Baltimore is a battle royale.
Do is
That's what the
prevent
B in
any
Baltimore
points.
stands
Super
for.
tentacles will disappear. So it's safe
Yeah,
to
and bottle
use
caps,
opponent
Fallout bottle caps. That's fucking
Malawi's
funny,
ultimate
man.
Test of spirit sends her opponent's soul to the depths.
You ever watch Snowfall TVH? Yeah, I did. I watched the first couple seasons. It was cool, but I got tired of it.
Smacking the spirit out of her opponent and beating it up as an homage to her kid in League. Test of Spirit is a mid-range move with super fast startup, which makes it great for ending combos, as a whiff punish, or for hitting an assist that's far away. It's also invincible on startup, making it a powerful reversal.
Invincible
Alawi is
startup.
capable on her own, but her powerful assists make her an equally formidable tag partner.
Oh?
Her back assist is a long-range tentacle strike, same as her S1 special. If there's already a tentacle in range of her opponent, it'll perform its usual follow-up attack.
Is Shogun on the watch list? It
Her
is.
S2 special.
I might like her. Yeah, she got the tentacle
Great for
porn.
Controlling mid-range, but using handshake tag immediately afterwards lets Alawi swap in and use the tentacle she just created to keep the pressure on. When she's not on screen, Alawi's tentacles stick around to offer her teammates an extra offensive support. Even when she's KO'd, Alawi can use Last Stand to activate Wrath of Nagakeboros and send the opponent to Tentacle City.
Wrath of the Nakiboros.
When
What?
choosing a tag partner for Alawi, remember she wants to back opponents into a corner, but getting them there might be risky. Alawi's ideal tag partner is someone with strong neutral and high mobility who can make space for Alawi to engage.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Her ideal tag partner is somebody with neutral. That sounds like a game that's gonna have strategy, unlike fucking Tekken 8, where the neutral damn near doesn't exist. There's no fucking, it's just a bunch of 50-50s. Sounds like you're gonna it sounds like you're gonna have to actually play footsies, and she's not gonna be strong at doing it. Yeah, it sounds like this might be a balanced game with mechanics other than fucking rush your enemy down at maximum speed. He said these niggas ain't playing neutral. Yeah, they playing bang their head against the controller.
Ari is a prime example.
Tekken 8 bailout edition. I was joking last night with somebody. I was like, yo, they should change it from Tekken 8 to Tekken 50-50. That's what they should call it, Tekken 50-50, because half the shit you be doing is luck.
Long range allow her to catch opponents that Alawi can't always pin down. Her assists also help Alawi extend combos or convert a defensive tag into big damage. Again, Alawi will be available to play at this year's EVO Japan, along with Echo, Ari, Darius, and
Hey, why is she saying that like we gonna be in Japan? You put this on an English speaking channel like any of us, like there might be a couple like pros going, but like from the States. But they put this on their damn English speaking channel talking about some Evo Japan. Nigga, who going over there? But that's not fair. Put a demo out. Do a beta test, like a weekend beta test.
With or against your friends, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, let me cop a ticket. Let me go to Japan real quick.
Otherwise, you can still sign up for at-home playtests happening later this year, and follow us on social for all future Alawi updates. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Sign up for playtests at play2xko.com. I don't think I signed up for this shit. Is it in the description box? It is. Sign up for the playtest. I don't think I ever signed up for it. If you want to sign up for the playtest, here you go.